Property held in joint tenancy, upon the death of one of the tenants, passes to the surviving joint tenant. An estate that is limited in duration to the life of its owner, or to the life or lives of one or more designated persons is a life estate. The rate of commission to be charged for selling a business is determined by agreement between seller and broker. A business, encumbered by a $3,000 security agreement on the fixtures, was sold for $18,000. At 7.5%, the broker's commission on the sale was $1,350. Which of the following is an existing fair housing law which every licensee should be fully aware of? Rumford Act, Unruh Civil Rights Act, United States Civil Rights Act of 1968. Choose all of the above. Lenders are vitally concerned with the element of risk when loans are made on homes. When borrowers can obtain loans with no down payments, the greatest protection against defaults on such loans would be appreciation of the property. Which of the following is required for an individual to obtain a California real estate salesperson's license? Pass the license examination, pay the licensing fee, show proof of completion of a real estate principles course. All of the above. Which of the following is not an essential requirement to create a leasehold? Notarized signature of lessee. A simple contract may be best defined as an offer and an acceptance. An executory contract is a contract that is yet to be performed. The second installment of county real property taxes become delinquent on April 10th. Upon the termination of a lease, trade fixtures can usually be removed by the tenant, if removal can be effected without damage. One of the steps in the replacement cost approach to the appraisal of a building is to estimate the cost to construct an equally desirable substitute building. Which of the following would be classified as economic obsolescence? Blighted neighborhood. Based on the statute of frauds, which of the following contracts would not be required to be in writing? A general partnership agreement. The trustor under a deed of trust is the borrower. The consent of the beneficiary should be obtained before the trustor enters into any of the preceding. The court action taken by a landlord to evict a tenant for non-payment of rent is known as unlawful detainer. A lease for a fixed period of time at a set rate of rent is known as a flat, fixed, or straight lease. A reconveyance deed would be used in connection with a trust deed. The right of an owner of land whose property borders on a river, to take and use a reasonable amount of the water is known as riparian rights. Real property consists of all of the above. In analyzing a vacant parcel of land to estimate its value, the first logical step is to determine the highest and best use. When a person takes title in severalty, it means that he or she holds title as sole owner. If a public utility company wanted to take private property for its use and it was unable to negotiate a settlement with the owner, they could proceed with the acquisition by eminent domain. One of the factors that would have little or no influence on the value of a used home would be original cost of construction. A lien will be created when which of the following is recorded? Trust deed. Property taxes that are unpaid and delinquent. Have priority over any existing mortgages. Which of the following is the most common type of easement on residential property? Engross. An item that was originally personal property that has been attached to the building in such a manner that it is now part of the building is known as a fixture. When property is owned by one person, title is being held in severalty. Which of the following would be appurtenant to land? All of the above. Under a tenancy in common ownership, a CO owner may do which of the following with their interest? Any of the above. One who holds a fee simple estate holds. An estate in land. Which of the following would not be classified as obsolescence? Wear and tear. Which of the following selling prices would not be used when appraising a single-family residence using the market data approach? One sold at foreclosure. A tract developer learns that a large national cosmetics manufacturer is moving one of its plants near an area in which he is building a large number of homes and condominiums. Since a great number of the cosmetic firm will be women, he decides to gear his sales promotion towards this group. He tells his advertising agency to aim all of their ads to reflect a preference for female buyers. Realizing he can't discriminate towards any one racial group, he advises his sales agent to set up a quota for Caucasian, Black, Chicano, and Asian buyers. Once the quota has been reached, they should discourage any further sales to that racial group by adjusting the prices. If developer follows this plan, he violates the fair housing law in both his ad campaign and racial quota system. Under a joint tenancy holding, none of the owners may will their interest. A mortgage company would give the least consideration to which of the following in granting a loan? Borrower's need for financial assistance. A homeowner had a fire insurance policy which began March 1, 2003 and cost $158.40 for 3 years of coverage. If the insured sold his home on November 16, 2003 and the buyer took over the unexpired policy, the seller would receive which of the following amounts? $121. The California Fair Employment and Housing Act prohibits discrimination based on race when providing housing accommodations, by any of the above. A court order by which property is seized and held as security for a possible future judgment is a writ of attachment. The party that pays the mortgage insurance premium under an FHA loan is the borrower. Which of the following parties must be licensed as a real estate broker? An attorney performing real estate services as a broker. Which of the following appraisal approaches would be used to appraise a city library, church, or fire station? Reproduction cost approach. The most popular and best form of real estate syndicate that affords the least amount liability but allows the free flow of tax advantages would be a joint venture. The California Subdivided Lands Act controls the sale or leasing of new subdivided land to California residents. Regardless of the location of the property. Under the terms and provisions contained in most trust deeds and notes that are used by California lenders, the mortgage lender may consider the loan in default if the mortgagor fails to do any of the above. Liquidating a financial obligation on an installment basis is known as amortization. Which of the following would be the least important feature in establishing the value of land for industrial use? Fertility. The real estate commissioner will issue a recommendation when the owner is trying to sell which of the following? None of the preceding. To operate as an escrow company in California, the firm must be a corporation and licensed by the Corporations Commissioner. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe my channel.